Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is outside of medicine. Continue the book Ecclesiastes. I finished part of chapter 3 and start from chapter 1 to chapter 3 so far is talk about a lot of meaningless, like the everything is meaningless, includes the wisdom, the pleasure, and the wisdom of folly, and also toil. So everything is meaningless, but hidden in these meaningless count of those meaningless, I think the hidden message is without God everything is meaningless. And start from chapter 3 is time is everything. Start from teaching the time for everything, so which means it's beyond everybody's hand, just going by itself around the circles. So that's about the first part of chapter 3. I'm going to continue to read. I know that there is nothing better for man than to be happy and do good while they live, that everyone may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all his toil. This is the gift of God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it, nothing taken from it. God does it so that man will revere him. Whatever is has already been, and what will be has been before. The God will call the past to account. And I saw something else under the sun. In the place of judgment, wickedness was there. In the place of justice, wickedness was there. I thought in my heart, God will bring to judgment both the righteous and the wicked, for there will be a time for every activity, a time for every deed. I also thought, as for man, God tests them so that they may see that they are like the animals. Man's fate is like that of animals. The same fate awaits them both. As one dies, so dies the other. All have the same breath. Man has no advantage over the animal. Everything is meaningless. All go to the same place. All come from dust, and to dust all return. Who knows if the spirit of man rises upward and if the spirit of animal goes down into the earth? So I saw that there is nothing better for a man than to enjoy his work, because that is his lot. For who can bring him to see what will happen after him? Oppression, toil, friendlessness. Chapter 4. Again I looked and saw all the oppression that was taking place under the sun. I saw the tears of the oppressed, and that they have no comforter. Power was on the side of their oppressors, and they have no comforter. And I declare that the dead who had already died are happier than the living who are still alive. So I'm going to stop here for today and part of chapter 3 and part of chapter 4. So this is continue to saying the count the reality, the real of the living for everyone, or either the human or the animals. I think just the reality beyond the belief. So this is saying, I know that there's nothing better for man than to be happy and to do good while they live, that everyone may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all his toil. This is the gift of God. So this is, I think this is probably the theory of seize the today, seize the moment to enjoy whatever in your hand. Be satisfied, be content. I know that everything good God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it, or nothing can be taken from it. God does it so that man will revere him. So this is saying that everything is beyond human's control. Everything is in the God they believe. For those who do not believe, probably nature or pretinature or supernature, but whatever. In this book it says everything is beyond human. Whatever it has already been, and what will be has been before. So nothing new. It's just repeating the circle around different time, at different places. So which means because this everything, it's really, I think, it's dwelling inside of the human being. The creation, whatever the creation or the being, it is the being. It's already there. Nothing is going to be new. Nothing is going to be historical. It's current. the past is now, and now is past, and the future is now, and now is future. So it's like everything's the same. Then I saw something else under the sun. In the place of judgment, wickedness was there. In the place of justice, wickedness are there. So this is saying the reality of the world in the hands of wickedness. I thought in my heart, God will bring to judgment both the righteous and the wicked, for there will be a time for every activity, a time for every deed. So this is saying that on top of everything, the tone was kind of plain, sad, or blue, but now God will bring judgment. So on top of that, the God they believe, the God he believed is going to bring the judgment. It's just the time, I think. I also thought, as for man, God tests them so that they may see that they are like the animals. Man's fate is like that of animals. The same fate awaits them both. As one dies, so does the other. All have the same breath. Man has no advantage of animals. All go to the same place. All come from dust to the dust. Who knows if the spirit of man rises upward, and if the spirit of animal goes down into the earth? So this is saying the man, the human, really, in terms of the living, physiologically, even spiritually, Solomon said they're the same. There's no difference between human and animals, and even they all comes from the dust, going to the dust. And how, even though for those human can claim they are spiritual or they have spirit, but this Solomon said, do you know that? How do you know the animals do not have the spirit? It's just saying human and animal, they're the same. So I saw that there is nothing better for a man than to enjoy his work, because that is his lot. For who can bring him to see what will happen after him? So this is saying that seize the moment to enjoy whatever in your hands, to enjoy it. Do not worry about tomorrow. For who can bring him to see what will happen after him? So this is, he probably start to worry about the future of him after his time. Who is going to take over his throne, and what will happen? He feel probably not quite sure. So just as a matter of fact, it's kind of sad. Oppressed, toil, and friendlessness. Again, I looked and saw all the oppressions and that were taking place under the sun. I saw the tears of oppressed, and they have no comforter. Power was on the side of their oppressor, and they have no comforter. And I declare that the dead who had already died are happier than the living who are still alive. So this is saying that in the real life, the torment, the oppressed and the oppressor, the comforter, and also the torment, and also the conclusion for the real life is quite blue. Quite sad. Dead is better than living. That's what he said. So I, from this part, I do not know when did Solomon write this. It's sounds like probably not in his young age, because in terms of the tone or the everything is probably after his long life, with seeing a variety of things, and the wisest man on the earth, seeing so much. Eventually, at the end of the time, probably everything is so clear. Nothing is meaningful. Everything is meaningless. So I'm going to stop here and hope that you can read, interpret in your own way. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.